Hello there, it's Mr. Loveday here. I'm going to go through a PowerPoint introducing myself and also going through some of the school information and what a day in the life of your child is like at school with me. So first of all, I want to speak about our ethos here at Kesgrove High School, about the 3 Bs. You may have heard of it already. So be positive, be respectful, and be your best. Also, how Kesgrove is more than a school. It's more than just a school. It's about growing and about enhancing your child's culture, character, and currency. We could go into a bit more detail on the 3 Bs in a second. So, a day in the life of a year 7. So, some of you may know a lot about this based on what your child's told you, or maybe not know anything. So, this is hopefully going to help you have a bit more of an idea. So, my role as a form tutor. So, I'm the first point of contact for pastoral care. So, my job is to get to know my form members and just create relationships. I'd like to think I've done that so far with everyone in R7. There are 11 form groups in year 7, so we are one of them. Ideally, I am going to be staying with everyone in my form all the way up until year 11, so 5 years. So this is really good because it allows us to create that relationship. And if there are any worries, they're quite comfortable and confident to come to me to be able to see the best way how we can deal with it or resolve any problems or worries they have. So I'm here to celebrate, encourage, and guide the pupils and your children within my form group. I may need to sanction pupils for lateness, uniform, and missing equipment. So, what does registration time look like? What do we do? So, on a Monday, this is aside from other things, this isn't exactly the week what we would do. However, if there's other additional things that might change a little bit, but generally speaking, this is what a week would look like in our form. So Monday would usually be an assembly. So this will be a virtual video that we put on, project into the classroom. So for example, recently we have done a remembrance assembly. We've also done anti-bullying as well. So depending on, each week can be completely different on different areas or subjects. Tuesday is PSHEE. I'm going to go into a bit more detail on that, but it's basically to teach your child all the things about being a good citizen. For example, how to maintain friendships, how to make friendships, some of the things we've done already, anti-bullying and self-esteem and things like that. Wednesday is reading, so it's a chance for your child every week to get out their books and read on whatever they're doing. And then there's something in place which is called Accelerated Reader, where once they've completed that book, they can then go on a platform where it can provide a quiz to sort of test them on what they've got from the book, and also record any books that they've read, so we can see that and we can see the progress they're making. Thursday is usually Reg and Read. So what this is we have a fictional or non-fictional text which we then read out. I usually, in our form, I like to delegate multiple people who are very enthusiastic. I have a lot of people that are happy to read, which is really good. So usually I don't have to actually read much, which is great for me. But I get to sort of assign everyone different parts to read. So eventually the whole text is then read to the whole class, and it's sort of leaves it on a cliffhanger in some cases. This could be based on fiction or non-fiction. And then there's certain roles that we play. So we discuss things such as one person can have the role of a predictor. So they predict then what may have happened after that text of what we've read. They might predict something that would, if we was to then read or carry on reading that book or that extract, what would happen? They would have to sort of determine that. You could have a questioner, so anyone that may not have got anything within that extract, they would then be able to pose questions on to me and to other people within the group. You could have a summarizer, so someone who felt like they'd understand it quite well, they would then summarize that text to the class. So yeah, that's really good to do. And on a Friday, enrichment. So that is when all the form tutors in year 7 would go around, circulate around the groups. They do 3 sessions each, and we are tasked to teach the kids on something that you wouldn't usually learn in school. So, for example, my one that I decided to do was based on survival skills. So, with my form, I have already done survival skills, and I'm now moving around other year 7 groups. So, essentially, 11 form tutors can go around and teach each form different things and really unique things that they don't get to learn in school usually. So going back to PSHEE, so this is personal, social, health, and economic education. So overall, just making them a better citizen and educating them on things that they might not otherwise know much about. So already this term, autumn A, we've done friendships, anti-bullying, and mental health. This half term is based on careers, aspirations, and money. In the first part of spring, we'll be doing sexual health, healthy and unhealthy relationships. The second half, the spring term, we'll be doing physical health, personal safety, and risk management. The first term in the summer, we'll be doing diversity, prejudice, and media influence. And finally, in the second half of the summer, we'll be doing community, moral, spiritual, and cultural development. So going back to the 3 Bs, the school values, as year 7, we have our own individual ethos where we relate it to Bs, to be positive, to be respectful, and be our best. So this is expected for every single lesson we do. So if they get this, they then get rewarded 1 point, which is an achievement point. So essentially, they have me in the morning where I can give them their 3 Bs and they have their 3 lessons. So in total, they can get 4 points, achievement points in a day. So hopefully you would have heard of this already, based on the members in the form. It's awarded at the end of every lesson, like I said, and you can achieve up to 4. So it's to be positive within your lessons, to be respectful to each other, and to do your best or be your best. Okay? So has your child told you about the year 7 B ethos, which is special to just our year group? If not, ask them about it. So achievement points. So this is going to be really good for you to actually try and set them challenges at home. So within the week, set your child a target, so to achieve a certain amount of points by the end of the week. So if they can do really well in lessons, there's multiple ways they can get these points. So you've got the 3 Bs, the very basic, which we would hope that every child would be able to do in every single lesson. If they are achieving their 3 Bs, then they are doing really well. But however, you can go beyond that. So you can get good work, you can a reading achievement, extraordinary work, phone call home, positive referral, postcard of praise, attendance. It depends, varied amounts on what you get, the value of that, and a head teacher commendation, which is 50 points. So we celebrate achievements. These points aren't just put on the system and that's done. We are very aware of how each child's doing, and we celebrate this. So we have end of term achievement assemblies, subject nominations, social events and trips when the time permits. Obviously, with the restrictions in place, it's not quite as possible. Letters and phone calls home. Has your child have a phone call home? This is really good if you have. Achievement postcards. Have you had a postcard? Year 7 notice board. Weekly assemblies, and many other rewards that are involved. So also clubs and events. Obviously, currently they're on hold due to COVID, but we are keen to get these up and running when the time comes. So when they do, there'll be a list of opportunities and they'll be made available on the website. So these can be before school, at lunchtime, or after school. They can be in things like dance, drama, sport, music, ICT, games, and space. So in any other situation, all of these would be available normally. But when that is safe to do so, I'm sure they'll be up and running, and we'll be very keen to get as many people involved, and their attendance is greatly encouraged. It enriches your child's school experience and personal development. So outside of them lessons, it's the social benefits and getting into things that they're really passionate about. So there's a house system within school as well. So our form L7 are part of the Royal House. So this is just a really good way to create competition and push students to achieve points for their house. So there's 5 houses. 2 forms of each year group are placed into a house. So we have half-termly sports competition. So within a P lesson, the term that we just done, your child would have participated in a house competition to try and create points for the house. All achievements are on Firefly and they count towards the house point total. So if they were to get their freebies, if they were to get extraordinary work, if they were to get a phone call home, all of these count towards the points towards the house. Wandering trophy challenges, sports day, all of these events that happen throughout the year go towards the house system. So it's a really good way to encourage the kids and push them to do their best. So, sorry about having to move the screen a lot. Student organisations, so they should have a handbook. This is absolutely essential for them to have all the time. It's really good to keep their organisation. So this can be used for any notes that you might want to give to me. So anything that you want to write down, you can use the handbook for this. It's got lots of information on there. If not, there's a lot of information on the school website. It has things like what we expect is for uniform, for equipment. The form tutor, so me, is the first point of contact. If there's a worry or any issues that your child's concerned about, my job is to help them the best I can. So if they have any issues, tell them not to hesitate to come to me. And I hope that over time, and even from now, that they feel that they can do so at any point. For more serious pastoral issues, contact the head of year, which is Miss Boone, or our officer, Mr. Austin, support officer. For subject queries, please contact the relevant department, including SEND, okay? So special educational needs and disability. So how to help your child? How can you help your child be as prepared and organised for school? So organisation, pack the bag the night before. Obviously, we want them to get in the habit of doing these things themselves, but if you can help out, that would be brilliant. Having the right uniform out and ready. Fuel for school, so any food that they'll need for breakfast, lunch, and any water as well for their fluids, hydration. Homework schedule or routine. Is there a certain time that they'd do their homework to make sure they don't get overwhelmed with what they're given? All of this is on Firefly, and all the homework that's set, information on this is on Firefly too. To encourage them to read and be able to get as much on that accelerated reader as I mentioned would be really good. Extracurricular involvement, again, when this is ready, to really encourage this to happen. Mobile devices left downstairs at night time if possible. Uniform. So on the school website is all the information, and also, like I said, on the handbook. We have high expectations of this. Should be purchasing uniform from COS or PMG to avoid any issues. Form tutor to check daily. So I'll be checking it daily. Head of year and senior staff to conduct conduct checks occasionally. Please let us know if you have any issues with this. And then also something that we call CTL and ATL. CTL, commitment to learning, and ATL, which is attitude to learning. So these are the ways we assess your child on how we think they're doing. Poor, insufficient, good, and excellent. So we have data checks throughout the year, and this describes how well, it creates a report to say how well we believe they're doing. So the data in the report can lead to awards, such as receiving the positive letters from the home, or they could be where we sort of track there and want them to improve. So that's everything for me. I hope this has been good and a good insight, and I hope to be able to meet you face to face soon. Thanks very much. Bye.